Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Flex Daddy, aka JW Creewall, coming back at you from Columbus, Ohio, and today I have a little bit of a special video. This took me a while. I just muted my mic. This took me a while to produce. I really hope you enjoy it. It is all about sequencing 101. Now, this is a couple of scenarios that I found myself in recently and just kind of walking through how a top player would think about their decision making. And so if you need to know a little bit more about how to sequence and maybe you're questioning whether or not you're playing the right cards at the right times, this is just a couple of scenarios that can help you out. So let me know down below in the comments section whether or not this video was valuable to you. And make sure subscribe. We are getting so close to 1,000 subs, and that would just be a huge milestone. So appreciate all your support on that and enjoy the video. So this is a scenario. This is our ADP Zacian deck from Tord Rekliv that he won the Malmo Regional Championships with. And we have a Jirachi in the active position, 2 Zacian on the bench, 1 with a frying pan and an energy attached, an ADP with a metal energy attached. It's coming back into our turn, so we're going to begin our second turn and figure out how you would sequence this ideally, but identify what you would do with this hand and with this board position. The first thing that you want to do when you're sequencing is to identify the objective. Identifying the objective is very important. What do you actually want to accomplish? If you can identify the objective, then you can plan a route to make that objective a reality. So, with this game plan and with this deck, our objective on our second turn is to get the GX attack of ADP off. So we want to get an Altered Creation attack off. What do we need? Well, the first thing that we need is a water energy to facilitate the second part of the Altered Creation, taking extra prizes. The other thing that we need is a way to get the Jirachi out of the active. So we're going to assume that the opponent is not playing Absol or any other way to disrupt how much retreat costs that our Jirachi has. So that leaves us open to finding switch or a skateboard in this scenario. After we've identified our objective, we have to move on to figuring out what our outs are. What do we have in the deck that can facilitate our goal? We've searched our deck with a quick ball, so we know exactly what our prizes are. For our first example, our prizes are Greg Catcher, Shrine of Punishment, Metal Energy, a Zacian V, an Oranguru Ultra Prism, and a Jirachi. So after we've identified our objective, we move on to identifying the outs to that objective. And in this case, there are no outs to that objective prized. Now there is one out to that objective in the discard. We do see the switch is in the discard. So we have one less switch. That brings us to a total of 3 switch and 2 a skateboard, still remaining in our 40 card deck. We have 2 water energy as well as 2 energy spinner. It's always good with hands like this to just determine all the different ways you can play. Do you quick ball for a Dedenne, an acrobike, and then use Dedenne? Do you acrobike, stellar wish, quick ball, and then research? Do you acrobike, quick ball, then research? Pause the video for 1 second and just collect your thoughts. The most optimal way to play this hand would be to quick ball, discarding a research, and to look for a card from the deck. We search out a Pokemon, and let's say that that Pokemon is the Oranguru. We'll drop it to our bench, and we can see an additional card with the Primate Wisdom after we play our supporter. So now, our deck should be at 39 cards. At this point, we will play our Acrobike. And let's say we don't find any of our other 2 outs. Our deck goes down to 37 cards with 1, card hitting the discard and one card going to the hand. For the sake of argument, let's just say we discarded another metal energy and we got an ADP to the hand. We are going to discard all the cards anyway, and the metal going to the discard won't affect our game plan. So we'll drop our Oranguru. Again, that's an extra card that we can draw after the Professor's Research, and then go in with the Professor's Research. Drawing 7 new cards, and then Stellar Wishing. We're hoping to find one or both of the pieces off of our Professor's Research, and then Stellar Wish to find the remaining piece if necessary. You may wonder in which order to play the Jirachi and use the Oranguru's ability. After the research and you have drawn 7 cards into your hand, I would recommend using Jirachi first and then Oranguru. By using Jirachi first, you see 5 totally new cards. You have 5 possibilities to getting an ideal card. And then, after you shuffle your deck, Oranguru coming into play will give you an additional random card. By doing it the opposite way and using Oranguru first before Jirachi, you're putting a card that you know is not ideal on the top of your deck, essentially limiting the power of your Jirachi's Stellar Wish. Let's rewind and play through a different scenario that you might have thought of. Now, let's say you played your Acrobike and you hit neither piece of the puzzle. Instead, you got an ADP and you discarded a second metal energy. Would it ever be the correct decision to quick ball for a Dedenne to draw cards? Assuming that you know your prizes, and we'll say, for the sake of argument, that no Dedenne and no quick ball or cherish ball are prized. The answer would be no. Why is that? Well, if we have the research in hand, that is our optimal supporter for turn. It will help us see the most cards and get us closer than a Marnie would to achieving our outcome of getting the Altered Creation off for its full effect. Now, if we quick ball for a Dedenne, play the Dedenne down, we have remaining in our deck only 4 outs to supporters at all, and only 2 of those outs being our preferred supporter, Professor's Research. However, if we play the research first, then we still have 4 outs to drawing more cards in the form of Dedenne, but we get to see more cards guaranteed. In the first scenario where we Dedenne first, we could get stuck having to play a Marnie or no supporter at all. In the second scenario, we research first, guaranteeing our maximum number of draw cards off of our supporter that could potentially parlay into a Dedenne by either drawing it from those 7 cards off of the research or by Stellar Wishing for a quick ball or a cherish ball. In this scenario, going for Dedenne isn't the correct choice. Now let's rewind. On our last turn, let's say that we had gotten Marnied out of our hand of 10. And all of the cards in our hand were not cards that could have helped us achieve our goal of getting an Altered Creation on this turn. What would you do? By playing the quick ball, although it seems intuitive, after an opponent's Marnie, it doesn't make much sense to shuffle those bad outs into your deck. And the math checks out. If we had a deck of 40 cards, of which 10 cards we did not need this turn were on the bottom of the deck, we'd essentially be playing with a 30-card deck. With that in mind, it is imperative that we don't shuffle the deck. In this scenario, you would want to Acrobike first, then Professor's Research, then Stellar Wish. Remember, step 1, start with your goal in mind. As soon as you can do that, you can work towards identifying the remaining outs that you have to that outcome. If you know both of those components, you'll be able to make more informed sequencing decisions. Best of luck, trainers, and I'll see you in the next video.